Hi. So I am back. This is going to be part two of healing your inner child. If you haven't seen the previous video, I'm going to link it for y'all somewhere in here. It's the video right before this, and I don't have that many videos yet, so it's not going to be that hard to find, but I will still link it for you. So in the last video, I basically just talked about like what things have been like for me kind of on that journey of healing my inner child, some things that I have learned from that. And in this video, I'm going to actually talk about some things that you can do to care for your inner child. And I'm looking down again because I got my handy dandy notes again, because like I said in the last video, the kid is forgetful and I be needing help sometimes, so I wrote some things down. um so I'm going to actually start with the heavier stuff. I wanted to end kind of light because I just felt like y'all deserve to end on a lighter note. So we're gonna get right into it. One of the first things that I've learned that you can do to honor your inner child is standing up for yourself. It sounds simple, but for a lot of people, they grew up, you know, not being able to have an opinion, being told that having opinions about things, certain things in particular for a lot of people, but just having an opinion in general, defending yourself, speaking up for yourself, especially if it was to an adult, was deemed as disrespectful. And people were taught that at a very young age. So then they go through their whole lives, excuse me, goodness. Uh, they go through their whole lives, not being able to, or well, not knowing how to defend themselves. And so people are just saying whatever, taking advantage of them, trampling all over them. And so when you learn how to speak up for yourself and say, you know what, I actually feel a way about this. You know what? This makes me uncomfortable. I actually don't like that. I don't like I don't like how you do say XYZ to me. You're telling your inner child that it's okay to have your own feelings about things. It's okay to have your own thoughts about things. And it is more than okay, it's necessary to express how you feel to people, because you can't get your needs met if you don't say what your needs are. You can't have your boundaries respected if you're not saying what those boundaries are. So that's one way. Another way is saying no. It's good to say no. It's healthy to say no. No is a full sentence. No is a full sentence. Third time. No is a full sentence. Period. No comma. Okay? A lot of times people grow up, or this is not even it, like I feel like it starts in childhood, and into your teenage years, adolescent years, but even in adulthood, people feel obligated to say yes because at some point in their life they had somebody or somebodies that made them feel like they had to say yes or it was going to be bad for them. Whether that was in an abusive relationship, whether that's romantic relationship, whether that's a friend, a bully, whether those people were their parents, their family, no matter who it was, and no matter at what part of your life, but especially childhood, if you grew up surrounded by people, even if it was just one person that was very persistent and you didn't have the courage and the power at the time to be able to say no and stand up for yourself, then you kind of go for an extended period of time feeling like you have to say yes or things are going to be bad for you. You have to say yes or people are not going to like you. You have to say yes or people are going to leave you. And when you say yes all the time, you're dishonoring your inner child because you're saying to yourself, what I want doesn't matter. What I need doesn't matter. It is more important for me to please other people than to honor myself. So when you say, you know what, no, I can't do that thing, and you don't have to have an elaborate reason. That's also part of the reason that people don't say no. They feel like, well, I don't want to do this thing, but I don't even have a reason not to do it. Stop right there. Not wanting to do that thing or say that thing is reason enough to not have to do it. You don't want to? Don't do it. Don't do it. No, because I don't want to is also a complete sentence. You don't have to. You don't have to be in the hospital because you got in a car accident and you're about to lose your leg in order to say no to somebody. If whatever that person is asking of you makes you uncomfortable, or you just don't want to do it, or you want to spend time with yourself, or you want to spend time doing something else, saying no is okay. The last thing on the heavy side that I'm going to talk about in this video is moving at your own pace. Now, a lot of people have gone through life feeling rushed, feeling like they have to do things on everybody else's time, and they don't make time or really have the time to be able to make to say, you know what? Have I rested? Am I tired? Am I moving at a pace that is comfortable for me? Am I moving at a pace that is healthy, most importantly, for me? People will make you feel like you're obligated to do things when they think you should do things. And when you're used to doing what everybody else wants you to do, you don't really consider the fact that maybe I'm exhausted. Maybe this doesn't work for me. Maybe this isn't right. And that's something that I personally have struggled with, especially because last year, I have the hiccups. Oh my goodness. Last year, I was working 2 jobs, and I was, I got to a point where I was working like 13, 14 days straight, working anywhere from 10 to 15 hours a day. And I had an office job and a retail job. I was picking up extra shifts at my retail job whenever they were available because I was like, well, you know what? I really could use the money. Anytime somebody would text me, call me, hey, are you available? I have an extra shift. Hey, somebody called out. Can you come in? Hey, can you take my shift? I asked off and they didn't honor it. Those of you that have worked or currently work retail, y'all know how that goes, and it's But I was just like, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. And that goes back to saying yes all the time, saying yes to everything. Um, I was not moving at a pace that was healthy for me because I was not giving myself time to rest. And then my manager would be like, oh, well, you know what? I know that you work these days at the office. So I'm going to schedule you these days at work so you can have a day off from here. And I'd be like, I work at the office Monday through Friday. What makes you think I want to come in here on Saturday and Sunday? That's not a day off. It's time off from that job. But I have worked every day for 16 days. And then I have one actual day off. And I have so many things that I have to do. I really need to clean my apartment. I need to wash clothes. I need to cook some food so I can have something to eat so that I don't have to worry about cooking on the days that I have to work. But also, I'm trying to make time for things that I want to do. I want to go see my friends. I want to see my family. I want to go to the park. I want to go shopping. I want to do things that I want to do. And what I ended up doing most of the time, that there were times that you know, a lot of times that I did go and do those things. Active, running around, doing everything but sitting down. Because I was like, when else am I going to have time to do it? When else am I going to have time? I have this one day off and then I'm working for another 10 days straight. I really don't have, and I don't have the energy on the days that I'm working because I've done worked, like I said, between 13 and 16 hours today. I'm not going to have the energy when I get home. Most days, I came home at the end of the night and I'm stripping all my clothes off. I'm getting in the bed and I'm passing out. Or stripping all my clothes off, I'm having myself a drink. I might stay up for a few hours and go to bed late and get up in the morning and not having enough sleep. And now I'm hungover on top of that because I drank. Because it was too much. I was not moving at a healthy pace. I was not considering how exhausted I actually was. I knew that I was tired, but I just kept saying to myself, you know what, I just gotta push through it. I just have to do it. I have to. I have bills to pay. I have to do it. And I never really stopped to seriously consider that this is not working for me until it was almost too late. So there was one day that I'm at my office job and I'm on the phone with a customer. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my heart feels like it's pounding out of my chest. My ears are ringing. My vision is glowing blurry. I'm having heart palpitations. I'm having a hard time breathing. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was like, oh my God, this is my last day on earth. oh no, right? And it's not funny, but I have a habit of laughing at myself. And when I think back on it, I'm just like, oh my God, like that actually happened to me. And I'm calling out for my coworker and she's like, oh my God, Are you okay? You're so pale. She had to get me out of my chair, sit me down on the floor so I could catch my breath. Like it was just everything moved. It happened so fast. And I remember that I ended up on the floor, but I don't remember getting down there. And it was just like, it's like, are you okay? Are you breathing? You're so pale. Your lips are white. Let's take a look at my lips, okay? Take a look at my skin. I'm I am black. My lips were white. I was pale, is what she said to me. I slept for probably about 2 hours the night before. I hadn't eaten that day, had barely had any water in my system, drank the night before, and I was supposed to work my retail job after I left the office that day. Um, Needless to say, I didn't go to the office job because uh the girls in the office pretty much ganged up on me and they were like, no, you're eating right now, you're drinking some water, and then you're going home. You're not working for the rest of the day. You need to rest. And honestly, that killed me because at the time I was like, God, I know I need to, but I cannot afford to miss out on work. I cannot afford to not be here. I cannot afford to miss out on these hours. Um, but I needed to rest. So I took my ass home. But I say all of that to say when you don't move at a pace that is healthy for you, you could quite literally end up dead or almost dead. It's that serious, okay? So that also comes with setting boundaries, telling people no, um, and telling yourself that it's okay not to work on everybody else's time. Telling yourself that it's okay to try your best not to let other people's pressure get to you and make your decisions for you. And I say to the best of your ability because we all know words actually do hurt. Those of us with anxiety understand that sometimes, a lot of times, somebody says something to you and you spend a lot of time up here. You spend a lot of time internalizing it. You spend a lot of time just over analyzing everything. And when you do that, you don't honor yourself. If you have anxiety, it's not always something that can be helped. um, a lot of times, it's not something that can be helped. So you just have to practice telling yourself, I don't have to do everything the way that these people want me to do it. At the end of the day, I need to be healthy. At the end of the day, I need to have a sound mind as much as possible. At the end of the day, if I don't take care of myself, then how can I be here to do the things that I want to do? I'm sorry, there is a gnat in here. Go away. Anyway. So that's enough of the heavy stuff. We're going to move on to the light stuff, the good stuff, the fun stuff that I like to do. So, the first thing is going to be to indulge. Indulge. There's two ways that I have here that you can indulge. The first way is going to be buying things that would have made your younger self happy, things that you were not allowed to have, things that you couldn't afford to have. Um, whether it's like a certain food that you always wanted to try. There was a toy that you always wanted to get. Yes, adults can play with toys. Uh, I like Uno. I like slime. I be in there like, ooh, I want a puzzle. You know, a puzzle would be nice. Sometimes I just walk down the Barbie doll aisle and just reminisce, you know? I don't ever buy them because I know with my ADHD brain, I would probably get it and then, admire it, probably not even really play with it, just reminisce for a little bit and then forget it exists. And it'll just be sitting in my closet collecting dust. So, um, get yourself a scooter. Uh, Try a sport you always wanted to try. Buy yourself a basketball. Go get some bubbles. Listen, I want some bubbles right now, if we're being honest. Get yourself some bubbles. Go outside. Um, Maybe get in the car. Maybe don't do it while you drive because that could be a little bit dangerous. But if you have a friend that likes to drive you places like I do, I have a friend that likes to come pick me up when she goes to run errands. Get in the passenger seat. Roll down the window. Get your bubbles. Or you don't even have to blow it if the window's rolled down. Get your bubbles, stick it out the window, and just watch. Indulge. Okay? The second way that I have of indulging is buying things that you actually did have, if those things are still available, or going places that you used to go to, um, that were like, that was a treat for you in a way. Excuse me, when you were younger. Um, like if you always loved, sorry, I'm getting an email. If you always loved Happy Meals at McDonald's, or there was a restaurant that you used to have family night at that you always loved to go to, or if you used to buy a certain type of candy, uh, whatever. If you remembered having certain toys, if you remembered having just whatever, and that stuff is still available, go buy it. Reminisce about how much you loved it. Get a Polaroid camera, girl. Take some pictures and fan it like this. Write the date on it. Write yourself a little caption on the bottom. Write something cute on the back. Just indulge, okay? And I kind of already said this next one a little bit, but going places that you used to go to, but also going places that you always wanted to go to. So like if you had a favorite park, if there was a trip that if your family took trips, and your family used to always go to this place every year, go there. Um, you know, or if there was if there was somewhere that you always wanted to go to, like say you always wanted to go to an amusement park, you always want to go to the water park. I always wanted to see the Grand Canyon, or whatever. Go to those places, do those things, whether it's because you weren't allowed, maybe your family couldn't afford to do it. If you can afford to go somewhere, do it. Go to that place. And it doesn't have to be with other people. If you're comfortable going by yourself and you're able to go by yourself, go. Do it. Okay? The last one that I have is I can't say personal favorite, but it's one of my favorites, okay? Watching shows and movies that you used to watch or that you used to love when you were a child. I've been doing that a lot recently. I watched Dreamgirls a couple weeks ago, week and a half ago. It was amazing. I know every word. I sang every song. I'm sitting there acting out the scenes. Curtis, I'm your woman. But just, like, watch the movies, watch the shows, especially cartoons, though. Especially cartoons. That is one of the most childlike things that can get you back in that feeling of being young and getting more in touch with yourself. Um, I remember I might, after this, honestly, I might get on Disney Plus and see if Brandy and Mr. Whiskers is on there. Cause I remember I used to get up in elementary school at crack of dawn, be up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, just so I could catch Brandy and Mr. Whiskers before I had to go to school. That was my show. Dave the Barbarian, please. Dave the Barbarian was on at 4. Okay? 4 to 5, 4 to, no, 4:30 to 5:30. Brandy and Mr. Mr. Whiskers was on 5:30 to 6:30. By that time, I gotta take my little butt upstairs so I can get ready, so I can get on the school bus for my little lunchbox and take my time, because I knew the bus driver wasn't gonna leave me because I was sweet. She liked me. But see, that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Like, watching shows that you used to love, or even if it's just cartoons in general, like new school cartoons, it can put you back in those places of when I was a child, when I was little, when I was carefree. Um, but now with that, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's going to trigger memories. Okay, it's gonna bring some things out. A lot of those things are gonna be uncomfortable. They're gonna make you emotional. Okay, you might cry, you might get upset, you might get angry, you might just be sad, you might be, because putting yourself back in that place will bring up other things with it. But that's the point. Okay, that's what it's supposed to do. The whole point of healing, right, is doing things that help you remember how you got hurt in the first place. And then figuring out how to move forward from there. All right, that's the last of it for now. I do have an activity for y'all, some homework. Do it if you want to. I can't make you do anything, but I feel like somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to do this. And if you do it, I'm very proud of you because I know it takes a lot. Okay? So, tonight's homework, class. I want you to pick 3 things that you were told as a child that really hurt you, that had a lasting effect. 3 things that were prominent in your development. And I want you to look yourself in the mirror, and I want you to practice affirming yourself and telling yourself either that I am not this thing, or flipping it and turning it into a positive and saying I am XYZ. So for example, if you always got told that you were stupid, you either look yourself in the mirror and you say, I am not stupid. Or you look yourself in the mirror and you say, I am intelligent. I am smart. I am capable. Okay? Somebody was telling you you can't do something. Yes, I can. I am capable. Okay? And that's going to be it for the night. All right? Drop a comment and tell me either one thing that you used to love as a child, whether it's something that you used to love to indulge in, a place that you used to love to go to, whatever it is. Tell me something that you used to love when you were a child, or drop a comment and tell me one thing that you're gonna practice saying in the mirror. And now when you do this activity, going back to the homework, it's okay if you are not able off the bat to say those things when you're looking yourself in the mirror. It's okay if you get emotional. It's okay if you gotta cry. As long as you're making the progress, you'll get to a point where you can do it. And it's okay if you don't believe it. The more you do it, you'll be able to get to a point where you can say, you know what, I actually do believe that thing. I actually do believe that I am not what these people said I am. I'm not what these people did to me. I am not that. Okay? I will see y'all next time. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, and I did not forget, I will link the previous video for y'all. Bye.